They are the stuff of legend. The elite banking dynasty, whose name conjures images of endless wealth and power shrouded in mystery. The Rothschilds built a financial empire that financed monarchs and governments, turned the tides of wars, and transformed the face of Europe. How did this family go from a small banking business to a multi-billion-dollar fortune that still endures today? What is the truth behind the many myths and conspiracy theories? Join us as we uncover the origins, shocking rise, and intrigue behind the House of Rothschild, the banking royalty who mastered money and the art of myth-making. From Frankfurt to London to Paris, this is a saga of cunning finance and boundless riches that even today captures the imagination. The story begins with Mayer Amschel Rothschild, born in poverty in a Frankfurt ghetto in the 1740s. After becoming an apprentice at a banking house, Mayer set up his own business dealing in rare coins, antiques, and banking services. His big break came when he became the personal banker to Prince William IX of Hesse-Kassel, gaining an elite clientele. In the late 18th century, Mayer sent his 5 sons to establish themselves across Europe's major finance hubs. Eldest son Amschel stayed in Frankfurt. Son Nathan headed to London, where he founded N.M. Rothschild and Sons Bank. Karl went to Naples, Salomon to Vienna, and Jacob to Paris. By spreading out across borders, the Rothschilds gained invaluable access to information and financial opportunities. As Mayer's sons grew their influence as Europe's leading bankers, they facilitated transactions for aristocracy and governments. Lending huge sums for military campaigns and infrastructure projects generated immense profits and cemented the Rothschilds as the preeminent banking dynasty of the 19th century. Their fortune flourished as their innovative international network allowed them to thrive across financial markets. From humble roots, Mayer Rothschild's progeny had laid the foundations for an extraordinary financial empire. The Rothschilds' meteoric rise began by financing the wars that engulfed Europe under Napoleon. In 1811, Nathan Rothschild helped fund Britain's war efforts at critical moments, most famously at the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. Using their network to get news before rivals, Nathan cleverly speculated on the London market, making a fortune as British victory sent stocks soaring. Similarly, the Rothschilds financed Prussia in the Franco-Prussian War, helping Germany unify in 1871. Besides war financing, the Rothschild banks funded infrastructure projects like railroads across Europe and helped governments by buying bonds and providing loans. By mid-1800s, the Rothschilds dominated global banking with unprecedented reach and power. With 5 interconnected banks spanning Europe's financial hubs, the Rothschilds could access market information and capital faster than competitors. This allowed them to exploit opportunities for profit and speculate on events before others across borders. They came to control finance and industry across Europe. By 1906, the Rothschild banks held the greatest concentration of wealth in the world. Through their banking network, inside knowledge, and funding of wars that shaped nations, the ingenious Rothschilds had leveraged huge profits to become Europe's undisputed top banking dynasty. No family before had mastered international finance on such an immense scale. By the early 19th century, the Rothschilds had diversified their interests far beyond banking. They invested heavily in real estate, acquiring lavish properties and palaces across Europe's capitals. The Rothschilds purchased massive tracts of land rich in coal and iron ore, acquiring mining companies to supply their growing industrial interests. The family also turned towards winemaking, buying up vineyards in Bordeaux. Today, Rothschild wines are valued at over $1 billion. Alongside properties and wineries, the Rothschild family built astonishing art collections worth an estimated $2 billion. Despite temporary setbacks like Nazi confiscation of their Austrian assets, the resilient Rothschilds continued to expand their reach across sectors in the 20th century. As banking regulations increased, they pivoted into asset and wealth management. The Rothschild Group today operates companies in mining, energy, real estate, and finance. Diversification proved key to maintaining the Rothschild fortune over centuries. While nobility and old money struggled to adapt to change, the Rothschilds continually invested in emerging industries and acquired new ventures. Though banking built their empire, their move into other sectors allowed sustained growth even amidst war and depression. More than any dynasty, the innovative Rothschilds showed financial mastery across spectrums. The sheer scale of the Rothschild fortune gave the family extraordinary influence over finance and politics. At their peak in the 1800s, the Rothschild banks controlled more wealth than entire nations. The Rothschilds reputedly manipulated events and engineered wars to profit off financing governments. Wild conspiracy theories swirled about the clandestine ways the Rothschilds exploited power. Claims that they controlled global wealth and institutions were exaggerated, but based on some reality of their vast reach. Through strategic lending and transactions, the Rothschilds impacted the fate of nations and conflicts. Beyond finance, the Rothschilds mingled with royalty through arranged marriages between descendants and European aristocratic families. Lavish Rothschild palaces and estates surrounding Paris and London projected prestige among the 19th century elite. The Rothschilds have also been renowned philanthropists. They funded major educational, scientific, and cultural institutions that still bear the family name today, including the Rothschild Foundation in Switzerland. The Rothschild family financed public works like Austria's first railway. They established the Rothschild hospitals in Paris and funded efforts to provide housing for low-income families. Between advantageous war financing deals and royal connections, the Rothschild legend arose from their commanding position at the nexus of money, politics, and privilege. To conspiracy theorists, their ascent became the archetype of amoral financial domination mixed with elite status. But their charitable works also bettered society in significant ways, adding nuance to their influence. The breadth of the Rothschild family's business interests remains staggering today. Their wine collections, including Chateau Mouton Rothschild, hold coveted vintages worth over $1 billion. Historic Rothschild mansions across Europe still symbolize wealth. Banking continues through institutions like Rothschild and Company in France, one of the world's largest independent financial advisory groups. Beyond banking, the Rothschild Group has expanded into natural resources, mining, engineering, and renewable energy. Their Caesarea Foundation makes venture capital investments in Israeli tech startups at the cutting edge of innovation. The Rothschild Foundation operates charitable trusts funding educational, artistic, and social causes. The family upholds renowned collections of art and artifacts displayed in Rothschild properties, now open as museums. Their masterpiece, Waddesdon Manor in England, houses one of Europe's finest collections of French decorative arts and paintings. While actual wealth estimates are speculative, the richest Rothschild descendants are billionaires many times over. Sir Evelyn and Lady Lynn de Rothschild, based in the UK, hold shares in the family's banking dynasty and other ventures. Benjamin de Rothschild of the French branch had an estimated net worth of $1.5 billion when he died in 2021. The future of the empire rests with heirs who have been more active in business than public life. But the aura of mystique surrounding the Rothschild fortune lives on through their reclusiveness. Whatever the exact wealth, their legacy is the name Rothschild becoming synonymous with extreme wealth and power cultivated across generations. Their dynasty exemplifies how innovation, influence, and mystique built around a family can create an enduring fortune. The Rothschilds' rags to riches rise to become the ultimate banking dynasty captivates imagination centuries later. But how deep does their influence still run? Share your thoughts on their ethics and legacy. Did their financial mastery reflect brilliance or manipulation? What enabled their dynasty to thrive where others crumbled? Let us know your perspectives in the comments. Don't forget to like this video if you want more legendary stories of wealth and power, and subscribe to join us, uncovering more riveting tales about money's biggest titans and empires on World of Luxury. The full truth of the Rothschild fortune remains elusive, so let's continue exploring their intrigue together.